Mystic Force was a season that did new stuff for Power Rangers. It went magical based after the popularity of Harry Potter. Sentai was lucky that they never did it before. A weird lost town called Briarwood, sometimes feeling like a horror movie, focusing more on family dynamics with Vita, Madison, Nick, Udana, and Liambo. Having some oddities like Chip, Toby, and Claire. It was just this constant up and down with the characters and story progression, which was the main problem the season had. There's stuff that I really liked about it, more so than the other seasons I talked about before.
Toby.
I don't mind when Power Rangers recycles actors. New Zealand is a small country, so there's not many people out there. It was a great idea to hire Bernie Duncan again for Toby. The Toby character fits in Mystic Force very well. It's a season of weirdness. Toby's a combo of Ernie giving advice toward the Rangers, plus Bulk, the funny idiot who falls for stuff. At the same time, the Rangers respect him. They know he's smart. He unlocks the chest for Fireheart's egg. They don't want him to get harmed or take advantage of him. His funny works in an episode. He could be doing something completely separate from the main plot, and I'll enjoy his antics. I never found him boring, and give him credit. He figured out who the Rangers were. What makes Toby work versus other characters like Mr. Burley? He's funny. He doesn't force himself into the episode. Toby isn't just comedic and was used every so often, so when he's in danger or when everything fell apart in Dark Wish, you cared about him. Toby earned it, while Mr. Burley and Ernie and Megaforce never got a chance.
Rock Porium.
This was a very different type of hangout from other places. The Rangers work here, so it's an important location. A small crummy place, no fancy jobs. The characters just make ends meet. No rich family or secret organizations. It's not cushy like the Surf Spot, Jungle Karma, or the Dinosaur Museum. The place also felt like a reference to Power Rangers itself. Rock and music are surrounding them and they have to protect it. It's a fun place too. I always try to see what's in the store, all the weird music videos playing on the TV, what the characters were interested in. It gave the Rangers ways to take a break or have fun, like when they were painting the sidewall in the clip show. I like hangouts or bases that are more put together. It shows that the heroes aren't perfect. They have a slight weakness. Working at the Rock Porium is risky. They rely on their action and wit to get out of binds. There's more character to this store than, say, Summer Cove High School and Ninja Steel.
Mystic Morpher.
This was a brilliant design. Cell phones were a huge thing in the late 90s, early 2000s, so Power Rangers capitalized on it. The problem now is that these things date the seasons. That's the risk shows take when using contemporary tech. I also hate phone morphers because they did it so many times, even in seasons where it didn't make much sense, like Wild Force. Why? It's animal themed. So how do you adapt magic wands into a current show, plus be inconspicuous to everyone around them? Use the flip phone mechanic to your advantage. Fold out as a wand and the keypad enters the spell so they don't have to speak an incantation. The Mystic Morpher is one of the most practical devices to be a morpher. I see it being done in real life. As a toy, it also has form function. It gives you stuff to do and be configured in different ways when displayed. Also, being outdated fits into Mystic Force's look. Everything used for magic is old-fashioned. The Lion Staff uses a rotary phone to activate spells. It all fits together. This is one season where I don't complain.
Society of Magic.
Mystic Force gives us this whole new hidden world of magic. It's a full society with many different types of people, some even being butterfly-like. It has its rules and limits, a judicial system that's a check and balance. Daggeron, Claire, and Liambo have ancient magical forms. It opened up the Power Ranger universe like how the Alien Rangers showed that there are planets in space that have their own Ranger teams. Magic is also not limited to Magic Born. If you truly believe in magic, it came to you. The Magic Realm also works toward Power Rangers' internal continuity. These group of people won't interfere with other Earth issues unless it involves their people and enemies. So them missing from past and future seasons of PR works out. It can also loosely explain Rita's backstory. This realm could be her home origin. Other planets have magic. The realms could be interconnected. It can even be incorporated into the movie universe's backstory.
Titan Megazord.
There's so many different types of Zords out there. Trains, lions, mammoth, cars, jets, bugs, birds. I like all these things. The Titan Megazord goes the extra step and makes the Rangers themselves the Zords. It's more cooler that the characters are fighting the monsters directly instead of just pushing buttons or using joysticks. I really like that their animals were more assorted, a fairy, 2 birds, a minotaur, a dolphin, and they can form into a dragon as a secondary mode. The swords based off Excalibur, every magical element from folklore to fairy tales were incorporated into Mystic Force very well. It gave these Zord fights more personality. It's also one of the seasons that uses the individual modes the most, which is the sucky part about PR. We have these great vehicles, but they just go into Megazord and we don't get to see them.
Korag.
Focusing on the evil part of Korag, he was the only good thing about the enemy side. I can't stand when Power Rangers has the ultimate main bad guy, but they're never there. Either have no physical body or they just don't talk. It never works out right. Having subordinates is fine. I just need to know the leader. Mordecon was a waste. Imperius was almost okay, but really just fell in the wayside. Necrolite didn't work because she had the problem with Lily. They couldn't keep her evil with a semi-good daughter. That left Korag. Even though the other villains complained about his honor, he was intelligent. Using honor allowed him to plan out and understand how humans work. You want to hurt the Mystic Force team, steal their mentor's powers. Want to beat them? Figure out their weaknesses. It's a slow process, but it would have paid off. That's why I see the Master taking over Lianbo's body in the first place. He saw that ability and determination and wanted to exploit it. Korag is like a Clipter. He's more than just a villain, a complicated layered character that sometimes is justified what he did. You need strong villains or your heroes have no threat.
Family mystery.
Maji Ranger was a season that everyone was family. It's not something that Power Rangers really does, so I was surprised how much they actually used of that. Even though I complained about how the info was revealed at the end of episodes, plus Nick being way too focused on, I still want to give credit to the idea. The one thing I didn't care for in Maji Ranger was the mother went missing. It gave Maji Ranger the emotional weight, but it sucked because she's a ranger. They did all that work, even sold her Maji phone. She then is presumed dead till near the end. Udana sticking around with her power stolen but still being main mentor was a better idea. The Korag Lianbo twist was a good change from the usual. Good guy was turned bad by physically altering him instead of just brainwashing. It also worked with the footage. Maji Red was the main one that fought or had the huge issue with Woolzard, while the rest of the family oddly didn't fight him. That was really weird. Woolzard killed their mother, but the other four were really restrained. I really don't think I could hold that in. I act more like Kai.
10 terrors.
Switching up the villains in a season is always risky, and times it hasn't worked out well. Mystic Force went over the top, having 10 new characters as final villains. It was pretty crazy. I was surprised that it came out good. The first thing that made it difficult was that these monsters were huge at the start. They had to shrink down to interact with everyone else. They function on blind faith, even cult-like. Each one of them had different personalities. Some were passive-aggressive, conniving, tricksters, liars, some even emotional. Not just seeing things as black and white where they question their own master. Is attacking Earth right or wrong? It was pretty impressive that they got me to care about a few of them when there was not much left of the season. Their looks were also pretty cool. They felt different than the monsters that were used in the earlier episodes. I would like most of them as SH figures. These 10 characters had more interesting backstories and personalities than other villains like Elgar, Gluto, Mordecon. I wish they were bad guys in those seasons. One negative from them, Matumbo came back to life in the finale. They pulled the Kendricks.
Magic themed.
The drawback of Power Rangers / Super Sentai running for so long, they start running out of new ideas. How many times have we seen lions? I can think of a few themes that they haven't done yet, but I was surprised that they never attempted magic until now. What I worried about was the capes. Capes were done in Super Sentai before, so I wasn't sure if people were gonna accept it here. I was happy that it ended up being a non-issue. The season combined every magical element that was done in movies and shows really well. Capes, dragons, wands, spells, genies, even kissing a frog. They even showed the magic made them get lazy and caused that huge screw up in Dark Witch. It's what makes Mystic Force more disappointing for me. If Nick, info dumping, and a few other things were handled better, I would have liked this season.
Legend mode.
I love Legend mode. Everything from their designs to how the visual effects are done. Mystic Force handled this team power up better than Maji Ranger. In Maji Ranger, Legend mode was this ultimate power that they finally learned, but it had a high price. It caused them to lose their human form, so Magi Shine had to put a spell on them to limit the power-up usages. So when you see some Mystic Force episodes where they don't use it or was thrown out of it, that was the cause. I think it was a well-earned power-up. Power-ups in PR are usually common now, but they usually don't feel like they earn it. I like stories where the Rangers have to work for it, like Swap Mode, Triassic Ranger, or Shane's Battleizer that cost a high price. Legend mode was granted because the Rangers screwed up. They admitted being lazy, got Genji captured, which got the whole planet doomed. The team still went after everyone without their powers. I wish there was SH figure arts for Legend mode, even maybe see special Legend modes for Udana and Daggeron. That would be a nice what if figure line. I personally can't fully enjoy Mystic Force. I did enjoy it when it began, it just couldn't keep a balance between Nick and the rest of the characters. But I do come back to it for these good reasons, and it does build an interesting world. A lot of the characters are enjoyable, and there's decent episodes here and there. What do you think about Mystic Force? Did you always like it from the start, or you just couldn't get into it? And if you have a suggestion on a future topic you'd like me to cover on Top 10, leave a comment down below. Next week, I'll be swimming through MMPR Season 3.